call the barn drip. This spot right here is dry land, but right on the other side of the camera, you can't see it, is the drip. And Uncle Matt's running right now with the rotary hoe. We're about to take over, but we're going to carry him back to the shop first so he can get his pickup. But it's rolling good. The tractor the rotary hoe's on is the 8410. My dad's first tractor. Really good tractor. There's some baby cotton poking out right where we're having a scratch, but it's doing its job. Well, we just got Matt dropped off at the barn, so now we're gonna get rolling with the 8410. Well, we're making the first pass here. We're missing a little, but that's on purpose, just because we don't have to lower down all of those rotaries or whatever you call them. But it's running good, just scratching. But we're running about 6 miles an hour. This tractor's definitely seen better days, but it runs well and free emissions, so you can't ever go wrong with it. Back in the day, we used to run a 16-row planter with it. That's why there's that bar on the front. We'd hook chains up to it just so the planter would stay. There'd still be tension on it. But there's the equipment yard and my hay lot. But we're running on this drip here. And then there's my cows somewhere over there in that lake. Looks like the rotary hose is running pretty good. We're about to hop out when we get to the end of this row and just make sure that it's set right. I'm pretty confident that it is, but you never know. You always want to make sure. So we're running right next to the drip shed here. How a drip works, if you don't know, it's irrigation. There's pipe, like poly pipe, or drip pipe, or drip hose under the ground. And I'm not sure if this is 40-inch or 80-inch spacing. If I had to bet, it's 80. So, anyways, the water runs under the ground and it seeps up and just waters right underneath the ground, right to the cotton's roots. But a little bit different than a pivot. Typically, or they're pretty effective, but the problem is you spring a lot of leaks, rats and other kind of stuff, and just wear and tear will go through that hose or pipe, and you have to replace it, or at least patch the leaks. But we run pivots and drips for our irrigation. Let's see if we can find any cotton coming up here. Here's a row. So see, that stem broke, which is not good, but that's why you don't want to scratch, because you never can get it perfect. You're gonna lose some plants, but I don't know. See, there's another one. Tore that one up too. See, there's a seed bloom, and that's what we want. That'll come right out. Anyways, we'll keep running. I think that was just kind of a random deal where those plants were a little bit bigger. The majority of them, though, are not in the ground, or they haven't came out yet, so they're still in the ground. But we're gonna keep rolling. Well, I figured out why I couldn't find some cotton earlier when I was digging. I believe this might be the first year. I could be wrong. But this is a skip row drip now, where they planted it in skip row. So I was just looking in the wrong rows. And the deal with scratching here is, yeah, you're gonna lose some cotton. You're gonna, chop the heads off, and they won't grow back. But you're benefiting from it in the long run, because there's so much more cotton that just won't ever come out of the ground if we don't scratch it. So it's just kind of a pain, but you know, you can't, everything doesn't always turn out perfect, which is just part of farming. Dad just finished the block he was on. I need to come over here and help me lower. Yeah, I can't show it to you. There's those rotary wheels back there that are lifted up right there. Because the other two drips I'm heading to tonight, Connie's and Newards, they are not skip rows, so we're gonna have to lower those down, which looking at them, they look like they're just chains, so we're just gonna have to undo this chain and they'll drop back down, but it's no big deal. Running right next to Jen, but I can see my cows from a distance. They're fat and happy on the lake, still grazing over there. We made pretty decent headway. There's the drip shed, and we probably have 30 minutes left of running, maybe not even. But we're also running right next to a railroad. That was an old railroad. We run cows up that now, like a big old alleyway. But we're about to turn around here, so there's Gabe in the new sprayer. Dad's coming over here. Checking on what I'm doing. We're gonna lower down those rotary wheels and move on to some not skip row drips. Well, we just got this field finished up here. I'm not sure how many acres it is, but somewhere around 40, I believe. Fairly straightforward, but we're gonna head back to the shop right there, park it for the night, and go eat us some burritos. Well, we just made it back to the shop here, but we're gonna kill the tractor here. We're letting it cool down for a second, which driving it a couple 100 yards kind of did that, but we're gonna walk back to my pickup, which is over there. So fingers crossed I don't find a rattlesnake while I'm at it. Well, it's the next morning here. We're taking Dad's pickup, or taking my pickup over to Woods. Following Dad here. We just got that hose taken off this morning. We're about to get it put back on. But we're gonna drop my pickup off at Woods, fill up his planter with seed, and put that hose back on. And then we are going to I'm gonna move his pickup over there, and he's gonna move the planter. Then I'm gonna take my pickup and get started rotary hoeing over on Connie's drip and Newards drip. So if all goes well today, it'll be our last day of planting irrigated. The 2 8 rows got done yesterday, planting irrigated acres, and Dad has woods left, which is probably somewhere around 100 acres, maybe not even, maybe, I don't know, I'm not too sure, but not a lot. And then we'll be done, completely done with irrigated for the year. Fingers crossed that nothing gets hailed out, or any weather event happens, or it dies off. But we're getting ready, almost to Woods here, and then we're gonna get the planter filled up and that hose put back on. Here's the draw. Or it's considered the Kitty Quake Creek. We're over at Woods. It's a lot more green and lush, but it's right on the edge of the canyon, and we're almost there to where the pivot's at. Coming up to Woods here, it's this pivot. or its woods pivot than the dry land is. I already showed y'all. The wheat's looking really good on this. I showed y'all yesterday. This is where we hooked up the seed tender. Well, we got the hose put on. Now we got Dad's water, and we're gonna start the tractor up for him while he's getting it loaded with seed. What? Okay. We're gonna grab a paper towel so we can judge it better. Well, the hydraulic oil is a little bit low, but it's fine for now. Engine oil is good. Dad's filling up the planter there. We're gonna crank the tractor. Never mind, he didn't leave it in park. Well, we just got the hose put back on and the planter filled with seed and graphite powder, or graphite and talc mix. Come on, pick up, come on. But the tractor's good on engine oil. It could use a little hydraulic oil, but it's good enough to run it for today. Probably add a quart or so tomorrow. I don't know, I'm not too sure yet. But we're gonna carry this over to Woods, which is literally across the county road and back in some trees and brush a little bit. But we're gonna get rolling over there, and then we're gonna hop on the rotary hoe. We're pulling into Woods here. The entrance is pretty washed out and rough, but it's all right. But there's the pivot over those kind of trees, but into the field here. It's pretty rough down on this end because it washes a lot. But this has already been planted. but we're gonna have to scratch it. Try not to hit that drip valve. But we're gonna head to the north end of this field and line up because this implement sticks out further than 8 rows. It's a 30-foot Yeta rotary hoe. So we're gonna line up on the north end, and that's why we have these lifted up, is so that it's exactly 8 rows on 40-inch spacing. So we're gonna go line up on the north end where there's not telephone poles. Well, we just got our GPS track set up on this pass. Now we're rolling. So far it seems alright. I've had a couple problems with this GPS engaging on this tractor. So I click the trigger and I'm dead on the line and it won't start. But if I lift up my steering column, if I do that, it'll engage. It's the weirdest thing. But sometimes I don't have to do that. Sometimes it'll work just fine. So I don't know what the deal is. Well, we've been running for a while here. We're gonna hop out and check what's done. I think we got about nine or so passes. But you can see here, the baby cotton's trying to poke through the ground. Me and my dad are fixing to get lunch brought to us. We were gonna get Mexican food, but the place was closed, so. Well, we're gonna get back to rolling, and I'll catch you when something interesting happens. This is actually the same field that was blowing real bad a couple videos ago that we were having row crop cultivate, but it's definitely gonna need some cover crop next year. This is cotton on cotton, so it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. We're having to shift the line every so often, so I think I'm about to turn around here and set a new GPS line just because it's not quite perfect. Because you definitely don't want to be running over this baby cotton. We've been running for a while now. I decided to hop out and check all our rotary mills here. So, lots of stuff gets wrapped up in here. So, we're gonna get these cleaned out and, or make sure there's not any junk. If there is, get them cleaned out. Stuff like this is a pain. This is module string that we use to tie our cotton modules, the tarps on them. So, I'm about to take my pocket knife and just go at it. Yeah, it's fun. Well, this is a new one. Found an ear tag for like a cow. Hey, it was number 1. This right here is why you clean them out. I've already got most of the junk that was on it, but there's still some kind of tight in the bearings, so watch me spin this. It stops. Now I'm going to spin one that's not tight. That one will spin for a little bit, but it slows down a lot faster. So I'm having a little bit of trouble getting this one out here. It's just being a pain, but we'll get it done. That's a sweet unit right there. That's our neighbor going to plant some hay or something of those sorts. We're rolling here with the 8410 in the rotary hoe. Going pretty good, but keep on rolling on. Well, we're on the last pass here. Let's hope we don't smack this telephone pole, but then we're gonna move across the turn row and get on Deward's drip. Well, we made it over to Deward's drip here. Connie's was right over there. Now we're on to Deward's. Just got GPS line set, and that wheat doesn't look half bad. It's mid at best, but rotary hoe's running good. We're just hammering her down here. We're just making sure that we don't run the cotton over. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but I just want to keep those tires off the cotton. That's really all we have to watch for. Well, we kind of have a bit of a breakdown here on the rotary hoe. This rotary wheel, or this hoe wheel right here, this whole shank here is bent. So I don't think this was for me today. I think this has been here since, I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus, but something happened. So it's kind of bent here, if you can't tell. That one right here. And then we also have a bearing out on this one. Well, maybe it's this one. Yeah, we got a bearing out on this one. And then I think there's another one down here with a bearing out. I don't remember where it's at, but not very good. There's Gabe pulling into Jarbo's pivot. Or dude's pivot, I don't know. But we got the rotary hoe fixed up here. That deal is still sideways, if you can't tell. Yeah, you can tell. We just robbed some wheels off the sides, which worked pretty good. So we're back and rolling. A couple bearings went bad. Really, this whole rotary hoe, at least a third or quarter of them need to be replaced. I mean, they're not bad enough to be replaced, but while we're in the field. But then we need to run through this rotary hoe again and get it fixed up and running good. But we like an hour and a half, 2 hours in this field, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the turn rows. There's more on that end, but we're rolling. So is Gabe, and so is everyone else on the farm. Matt helped me fix the rotary hoe. Well, we're on the last pass here. Let's hope I don't kiss the telephone pole with the edge of the rotary hoe, since it sticks out further than my working with. But we're gonna get these turn rows rotary hoed over here and then head back to the shop and call it a day. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Unless I smack a telephone pole, then that'll definitely be in this video.